Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is going to be about how a narcissistic person might respond if you were to inform them that you are leaving them, or that you're cutting contact with them, or that you've just had enough. Now, when it comes to a personal relationship with a narcissistic person, it is never wise to tell them in person that you are leaving them, as many lack empathy and there is no low they won't go to hurt you, to punish you. Therefore, you need to get out safely. However, when it comes to friendship groups, when it comes to leaving a job where you have a narcissistic boss, when it comes to just having enough of your family member, your sibling that is never in the wrong and all their life problems are due to you or their parents, your parents, or when it comes to cutting off your parents because they are negative and they are toxic. Narcissistic people can often react in a similar pattern of behaviour when you tell them that you've had enough and you're just not doing it anymore. It's the end of the relationship with them, whatever that is. One of the first things that a narcissistic person might do, like anybody can do potentially, is go into that denial stage where they just don't think it's happening, don't think that you will do it to them. And more often than not, when it comes to a narcissistic person that goes into the denial stage, the only reason they go into the denial stage is if they haven't got a replacement lined up, or if it's going to make them look bad, or if they're going to lose some form of supply from you. Other than that, they'll often not even enter the denial stage. Many people go into denial with the loss of a loved one because it's hard to adjust, it's hard to accept, because you care about the person. Narcissistic people, it's not because they care about you, it's because they care about getting their needs met by you. They can then go on strong with the love bombing. They can start flattering you. They can start offering to take you places, offering to do things with you, bribing you, that breadcrumbing. They might offer to change, to go to counselling, offer all those false promises to get you back in, ask you what they can do, especially if it's a narcissistic boss. They're going to ask you what they can do to make work life easier for you. They might offer you more money to suck you back in. However, once you take them up on their offer, they revert back to who they are and the person you were trying to get away from. This is all their false promises and their manipulation to get you back. Now, they can then start trying to guilt trip you. They can start claiming that they're nothing without you, that what they're going to do without you, that they need your help, to play on your compassion. And as you care about them as a person, this makes you feel bad and potentially want to help them out. And then again, they've got you where they want you. Or they can do it in a reverse role where they sort of say, well, how are you going to manage without me? So they don't do it in a threatening way to begin with. They do it in a way where they're trying to help, where they're trying to be supportive. So they're going to come across and they're acting morally superior of how are you going to manage without them? How are you going to cope without that job? They're trying to provoke that fear within you so that you choose to stay with them. Narcissistic parents can use bribery of financial resources to get their children to comply with the narcissistic parents' demands. They might offer you praise. They might start telling you, narcissistic bosses might start telling you what an amazing job you do and they'll never find anybody like you. Narcissistic parents can start praising you and telling you how proud they are of you, all the things that you would have liked to have heard, yet they didn't want to because they're more envious of you. However, they can't face the fact that you're daring to walk away from them. So they're going to try to suck you back in by offering that false praise. Narcissistic parents can start telling you what a hard worker you are, what a good cook you are, what a good parent you are, and again claim how they'd be lost without you so that you feel bad for leaving them. And when those manipulation techniques fail, they can then start on the insults. They can start putting you down. They can start telling you that you'll never find anybody like them, that they're the best you'll ever have. They can start insulting you in so many hurtful ways to get at you, to chip away at you, to make you feel less than, to destroy your confidence as much as they can before you leave. And they might start threatening you. Narcissistic parents might start threatening to cut off your inheritance. Narcissistic partners might threaten that you will never see your children again. They will threaten you in so many ways, and they will do it either overtly, where they'll directly tell you that something is going to happen, or they'll do it covertly, where they'll subtly imply that if you were to take action A, then action B could potentially happen, and action B is going to be incredibly painful towards you. If threats don't work, they might start playing the victim of how you're the one that's caused all the problems, you're the one that's never there for them, everything that's gone wrong is all your fault. And more often than not, their subconscious has been programmed in such a manner that they genuinely believe that everything is your fault and your wrongdoing, which is why they can be so convincing when they are telling you these things, because they can believe within themselves that they're not the issue, they're not the problem. You're the one with the issues. You're the one with the problems. They might threaten to do things to themselves, so you daren't walk away from them because you don't want anything to happen to them. They are pulling you in on your compassion so that they can continue to exploit you. If those methods tend to fail, they often will, or while they're trying those methods, they'll be trying to find a replacement for you. They'll be trying to find somebody to supply them the attention that they believe that they are entitled to. And if at all possible, they will flaunt that replacement in front of your face to try and make you feel jealous. And they'll deliver to that replacement all the things that they once promised you yet failed to deliver, because they're trying to get you to react to them. Because if they can get you to react to them, they can begin to smear your name. Narcissistic bosses won't give you a good reference. They'll smear your name to stop you from finding work. Narcissistic parents will smear you to make out that you're the one with the problem, you're the one that caused the issues. It was nothing to do with their parenting skills. Narcissistic partners will do this when they claim that their ex was bitter and jealous and crazy. They'll do things to a point because the narcissist is looking for attention. So if they can smear somebody else's name to where the other person finds out, the other person might approach the narcissist to ask the narcissist to stop, and then the narcissist feels validated, they feel important, they have that little smug look on their face and that smirk because they're getting one over on you. Not only do they want to damage your reputation so that they can keep their reputation intact and make out that you're the one that caused all the issues, because they believe you're the one that caused all the issues when it wasn't all your fault. Their behaviour is on them. They also want other people to look poorly on you and give them sympathetic attention so that they can get away with the things that they do to you. And they also like gaining that attention from you. You can stand there till you are blue in the face and tell a narcissistic person you are not interested in them, you don't care about them. It's been 3, 4, 5 years, you've got a whole new family, you've moved on with your life. You just want them to stop smearing your name. And they just turn around and say, isn't it time you got over me? And they just turn it. It doesn't go in no matter how much you try and explain something to them. There's like an invisible wall and it just doesn't go through. It doesn't compute within their mind. They just see it as attention and they're special and they're validated, which is why when a narcissistic person is smearing your name, one of the best approaches to deal with this is don't deal with it, leave them to it and focus on your life. Have a strong enough desire of breaking free from them and something you would like in your future to drive you towards that goal so that you stop responding to them. cut them off as best you can. So they get bored and they leave you alone. Now, yes, when a narcissistic person is leaving you, as they have usually taken your independence, as they have usually isolated you from all forms of support, you can go into denial. You can start promising them things. However, those promises you're making to them, you're going to try your best to follow through with them. You might find yourself guilt tripping them after you've done a lot for them. You might find yourself saying, after all I've done for you, because you're finding it unbelievable. So you're kind of saying it out loud to try and process it all within your mind. So sometimes it's not that you're trying to guilt trip them. Sometimes it's that you're saying it aloud to try and work out everything that's happened. As narcissistic people can love bomb you and can treat you so well, you can find yourself praising them. You can find yourself insulting them because they'll have done an awful lot to you. So you can find yourself attacking back when they leave you. You can find yourself believing that you're the victim because you are the victim. And then you can then they start to think that maybe I am the narcissistic one. Maybe I am the one that's causing the problems because now I'm behaving in narcissistic ways. When if you're thinking you're the one that's causing the problems, general rule of thumb is you're not the one causing the problems because you can recognize things and you try to work things out. Narcissistic people don't reflect. They just shift the blame to remove any feelings of shame. More often than not, you don't go straight out to replace them. It's a lot of work to process everything that you've been through. And a good majority of people actually work out that rather than holding on to somebody because you have become so afraid of being alone because they've taken your independence and they've isolated you, that actually with them, you've never felt more lonely. And actually on your own, you are able to do the things that you enjoy and you've got nobody chipping away at you and you've got peace. And actually being alone isn't that bad. You were more alone when you were with them than when you weren't with them. So the majority of people take time to figure it all out. And the majority don't go even telling the truth about what the narcissist did to them. The majority of people only speak if they have no choice, such as in cause. The majority of people, even though they know that that person should not be around children, still like to try and figure out a way for their children to see their other parent helpfully. And that causes a lot of grief. So yes, people can act in similar ways to narcissistic people. However, it doesn't make them a narcissist. Any behaviours you notice when you informed a narcissistic person that was the end of the relationship with them, please do add those into the comments. And remember, if you are leaving an intimate relationship with a narcissistic person, it's never wise to tell them in person. It's wise to safely step away. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.